Ms. Hargrave.
Thank you. My name is Allie Hargrave. I'm a working pediatric registered nurse in the state of Minnesota and a combat veteran of the United States Air Force. I am no stranger to witnessing vaccine injury. I came to this meeting to bring questions that, in my opinion, deserve to be answered before it can be deemed appropriate to distribute the fast-tracked COVID vaccine to frontline healthcare workers. Why are roughly 36% of nurses planning to refuse this vaccine and 31% of nurses unsure if they will take it? How do we know that there will be no long-term health consequences from receiving the COVID vaccine? Long-term injuries and ailments are a possibility from any pharmaceutical product. Therefore, it's questionable how the label of safe can be given to the COVID vaccine when long-term studies and monitoring have not been done. Is it possible that we will be sacrificing or risking widespread injury among our essential population of healthcare workers for this pandemic and potential future pandemics? What about paradoxical immune enhancement? You must remember the phenomenon that created lethal inflammation during the 2012 animal studies of previous coronavirus vaccine trials. When all the vaccinated ferrets were exposed to the natural infection, then died from the overly robust immune response. How can we possibly know that this will not occur again when animal trials were forfeited for the sake of an accelerated timeline? Again, is it possible we are risking our essential healthcare workers by not having these questions answered? And what about healthcare workers who have already recovered from the natural COVID infection? How will this vaccine act with the existing antibodies that they have? Is it safe to give this mRNA vaccine to people who have already recovered from the natural infection? Was this considered during the fast-track trials, especially considering how widespread the natural infection is amongst our healthcare workers? Finally, as a nurse, I'm legally bound to give informed consent prior to giving any medication or intervention. How will it be possible for me as a recipient to receive informed consent when the CDC website states that ingredients of the COVID vaccine may be withheld due to proprietary concerns and the phase 3 of the trials is still in progress? How can I receive informed consent without all the information available? With these questions, does it make sense for our frontline healthcare workers to receive this inadequately tested, liability-free vaccine when the nation is literally depending on them to guide us through this pandemic? How can you call yourself an advisory council when you don't have all of the adequate information to advise with? Thank you.